Hey everyone! PVS-Studio 8 is out. This release introduces new analyzers for JavaScript, TypeScript and Go, brings new plugins for WebStorm and GoLand, expands MISRA C++ 2023 support, and more. Here's what's new. PVS-Studio 8, new major version, brings new analyzers for JavaScript, TypeScript and Go. In the first release, new analyzers ship with a core set of diagnostic rules, a command line interface for each analyzer, and plugins for WebStorm and GoLand IDEs. The PVS-Studio extension for Visual Studio Code got a major overhaul too. Besides supporting the new analyzers, you can now configure each one right in the settings. You'll find more on the new analyzers and the plugins in the docs. Look for links in the description. You can now configure the new analyzers and plugins and the updated Visual Studio Code extension through a new file format, TOML. We built it with as many use cases in mind as possible to keep things simple on your end. You can read more about the new configuration files in the docs, and you already know where the link is. We're continuing to expand support for MISRA C++ 2023 standard. In this release, we've adapted 16 existing MISRA diagnostic rules to the MISRA C++ 2023 standard. You can read more about our support for MISRA standards via the link in the description. In this release, we've also expanded the list of C and C++ compilers supported by the PVS-Studio C++ analyzer. On Linux, the PVS-Studio Analyzer utility now works with the x86-64 C++ compiler for Linux. We've also added support for TC2000CGT compiler on all platforms in the compilation monitoring and compilation trace modes. You can learn more about using these modes in the docs. The PVS-Studio plugin now supports Qt Creator 20. It lets you run analysis, review warnings, and work with your code without leaving your IDE. Support for the Qt Creator 14 plugin has ended. We aim to keep plugin support backward compatible with the last 2 years of Qt Creator releases, counting from each release date. You can read more about working with the plugin in the docs. Find the link in the description. We're continuing to roll out our new login system, which makes it easier to diagnose issues that may come up when PVS-Studio analyzers are working. We already added extended login to the C and C++ cross-platform analyzer. With this release, it's now available for the C++ analyzer and MS Build C# projects. You can find more information on the new login system in the docs. These changes break backward compatibility with earlier versions of the analyzer, so you may need to adjust how you use it. For Unreal Engine projects, the old passive flag in the PVS-Studio config file is now ignored. The new C++ parser has advanced enough to be recommended as the default for all analyzed projects, so it now applies by default to projects using older Unreal Engine versions as well, even if the old parser flag is set in the engine source files. The Java analyzer now sorts the contents of suppress files. The update does not affect analysis results, but it may cause major changes to suppress files sorted under version control the next time they are updated. The messages issued for diagnostic rules v2558 and v547 have been updated for specific cases. Warnings that were previously suppressed may show up again in your report. With a major change to the Visual Studio Code extension to support the new PVS-Studio analyzers, we are raising the minimum supported IDE version for the extension from 1.74 November 2022 to 1.100 April 2025. Now it's time for a regular blog roundup. Over the past 2 months, we published articles digging into Quarkus slicers internals, counting for weak spots in board sharp, checking Quarkus code quality, covering what's new in ES 2026 and the history of JavaScript, tracking down subtle bugs in Go, and much more. You can keep up with new posts on our blog or buy our monthly newsletter. The subscribe link is in the description. That's all for today. You'll find the full changelog at the link below. And if you haven't tried PVS-Studio on your project yet, there's a link there for a free trial license too. See you next time!